So last time we created the background with the illusion that it is moving, and then some simple controls for the player can around it should. But now I have to go back to the script and change something here. For the explosion, we want to maintain the prefab's rotation here. An issue. So there are two main problems, or two main things that we need to think about. One is we want to have a wave system for the enemies. The enemies come in waves. That's one thing, and then at the beginning of each level, you get to select an extra effect for your ship. Oh, there's a mistake in here. So yes, yeah. We'll start with the ability to get extra effects because that's easier. So for that we need this will work by we'll add these effects to our as children of the ship. But let's see. I was thinking, should we make a holder for all these effects or not? But for now, let's not use a holder. Let's say we have an ability that gives us a shield. So let's make a prefab for that, and then we'll make the UI to select that at the beginning of the level. Just make 2D sprite, and we have to look for an animation for that sprite folder. I think we have something in here. Let's see this one. No, I think this one is nice. Yep. Unless we have a better one from the Unity store. Let's see. Unfortunately, we have to open this. Oh, we cannot see it in the scene because these effects are on a layer below the ship and the background. Looking for an effect for the shield. This could work, this one. This one also could work. I'll just keep those in the scene that I like. Ambient. No. Oh, and please, if you have questions about anything, just you can speak. So unfortunately, we have just these two, this one, and then this one that we cannot fully see because it's in the wrong layer. So let's fix that first. Like all the particles in here. Then go here to the renderer and put that in layer 5. That's above everything. Same for the other one. Okay, now I have to compare these two. So this is the first option. Okay, and then this is the second option. I prefer the first one. I prefer the first one. I'll just do this. Okay, now this is the prefab. We have to unpack it first, so it's no longer a prefab. We change it to might have to resize it. Okay, now we need to make a collider. Let's add the circle collider to this. We can do that. Yeah, let's do it. Circle collider. Resize it to the exact size with the radius here. Something like that. We don't need physics for this. Now, how do we absorb damage with this? That's the question. Okay. Yes. We need a script for this now. So to scripts, create new mono behavior. So we give the shield effect. Very simple. This will protect the player against a certain number of projectiles. So on collision, we destroy the enemy projectile and absorb the damage. Also, when this shield is broken, we should have an effect for that as well. So this will be a bit boring because we have to create all the elements before we start coding the part at the beginning of the level where you get the when you get the skills. Okay. So first thing, we need an integer that will represent how many hits this shield absorbs. Let's say down it. And then on trigger enter 2D, we check for enemy damage, collision, let's say enemy damage, I think it is. Let's double check that. Yes, it's enemy damage, but with a space. Okay. In that case, we say number hits minus 1. That means -1. And then we check if the number of hits is 0, so then we destroy this effect. But I'm looking at this. And we want to have so this shield will spawn every like 10 seconds, let's say, or something like that. So we have to have a script that will spawn this every couple of seconds. Okay. Please be on second. So we can have a separate script or we can do it in here, but I prefer another script for this. So instead of this will no longer be never mind, we'll make another object. Just say field effect spawn. So this will spawn effect. We'll say here private game object. We'll say shield effect object. By default, this will be null. And then at the start we spawn it. So for that we need a prefab. So public game object with effect prefab. Then we spawn it and save it in the subject at the beginning. This being a child of the player, we can just say transform position, then no rotation here. Okay, and then we have a counter. So if the shield is destroyed, we wait some time and then respawn it. So we'll say private in float. Let's say counter, then limit. Counter starts from 0. And in update, we only want to add time to this if we do not have a shield. So we say if that object is equal to null, or there's nothing inside, then we count in that variable. So plus equal time delta time. Okay, and then if this is bigger than the limit, so the counter bigger than the limit, we do this again. We spawn, save that in the object. Oh, and also we reset the counter. Reset it when we spawn the shield. Now we have to save that shield effect as a prefab. Okay, but we need a folder for this. let's call it here. Now we add it to our spawner, and we save our spawner as well. And now we can make an UI for this. So for that, let's make a canvas first. So UI canvas, click that on the top. We want to scale with screen size. It's canvas. That's the first thing. Okay. Now we need to make a panel here for, let's call it effect selection panel. Okay. Resize that a little bit. Let's see how it looks on full screen. Okay, something like that. Okay, now let's make it darker. Something like that. Now we need a prefab for each skill. Let's make this a horizontal layout group, so that way the UI for the skills are at equal distance. Now we'll make an image first. This panel is 1500, so let's say that one is 300. And then let's say that is 500 on the Y. Let's make it 400. Okay, we'll duplicate that, and now we have to reposition those with the padding, the horizontal layout group here. This will have a different color depending on the rarity, but I don't like I want to change the size of this a little bit. Yes, let's see, 450. Or something like this. Let's change the color of that. Now I don't have icons for the skills. I'll have to look into that. Now I can delete the other two. First one. Let's call this shield. And still not positioned correctly. So we have the name of the skill, so let's add a text for that. We have to import TMP. I import extras as well because those are fonts. Okay. So we have the name of the skill. Center it first, like that. Then change the font. Something better. Okay. So this is the shield event. can change this text to reposition that. Okay. For now, we'll keep it like this. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the game manager now. And here, we need an array of all the possible skills. The UI actually. So let's say public game object. Actually, let's say UI here. So an array, and then these are the effects UI. Effects UI. Okay. Then we need this panel for public game object, or yes, game object effects panel. Let's see, and then specify at the end object maybe. And now we need an array of all the effects that will be on in the world space on the player. But if you already have a skill, we want to level up that skill instead. Now the question is, yes, we need to have a script that will hold this information, because the issue is these effects have different names. So we want to have a script that will hold the information about what they have in common. So let's go to our effect here and make a new script. Okay, should be just let's go to effect. Okay. Okay, let's open that. And here we just want the level. Okay, so let's just say here public integer level, and then go to a specific behavior. So in the shield effect spawner here, okay, so we want that script here. So let's say private, no, not private, public. Actually, private effect script. Okay. So now when we spawn this shield here, we want to change the number of hits to a value depending on the level. So here when we spawn it, let's do that. Let's give it a value depending on the level. So now we take our effect object, then get the script from it. So let's give this shield effect. Then number hits so how many hits the shield takes, and we change that to the level of the effect, so effect script level. So we do that here at the beginning, and then when we spawn a new one, also we want to do that. Now we need to place this script on the effect object, which is in here, this one, effect. By default it's 1. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, now we go to our UI here, and we on clicking this, we want to spawn that effect on the player. Also, our player, we don't destroy it when we load a new scene. So let's go to our player script, and here on the start function, let's say don't destroy on load, but then this object is up there, so we keep it. That's one thing. Now in our game manager here, we want to select our player. Okay, we want to save our player, so let's say public, this time transform, and then let's say player transform. And because we cannot do it by script, sorry, we cannot do it manually, we have to do it by script. So we say void start. At the start we find this with game object find with tag, I think it is. It's this one. Tag, and then tag this player. But you see it gives us an error because this is the whole object. We have to say transform. Now we have that, and we can spawn effects as children of that object. Okay. So now we have to place that function that will spawn that skill. But let's see how to do that. Okay. Let's see if we can do it from the game manager. So let's say public void. Oh, actually, never mind. Well, first of all, this one needs to have the button component. Okay, now I can place functions on it. Okay. I don't know, let's see. Yes, I think we have to make a script for this UI element. So let's go to our scripts here. Say moral behavior, call this effect UI. I can place it on our object here. And in this script, we'll get we'll connect it to the game manager. Okay, so let's see. In here, we need to know a couple of things. One is the game manager. So let's say private game manager. And because this is not already in the scene, we cannot put the game manager manually into this. We have to do it by script. So it says game manager or game object find then game manager, which is an object that has the script, and then get component game manager. That's the component object. And we need an integer which will represent where exactly in this array is the effect. So let's say public int effect index. Okay, and now let's make a function public void spawn effect spawn for upgrade. Okay. So first of all, we check if that effect is already there. So we say if, let me comment this as well, check if effect already exists, as in that case we want to upgrade. So we need to get that from the game manager. So game manager dot effects, but we do not have that array here. So let's say public game object effects. Just effects. So we say effects. Now specify the index. And now we want to see if in the scene there's an object with this the name with this name. Okay, so we say that name. So this here is the name of our effect. So here we'll say if game object find so this will be true if it finds something. So in that case, we just want to select the effect script on that and upgrade that that effect. So there's just the effect script equal. Now we use that find function again here, and then we say get component effect. So that's the effect script. Let me actually comment this a little bit. Get the effect. Okay. Oh, my bad. I made a mistake. Okay, that name here. Then that get effect. Actually, let's just do this in one line. So after that, we say that level and then plus plus plus. Oh, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. So after that, level plus plus, we increase the level. So that is if the effect already exists, and if not, we spawn it on the player. So let's say layer game manager layer transform. Wait, no, not like this, not like this. So instantiate first to spawn it. So we say game manager effects. Then we specify the index, which effect. So that's what we found. Then the position will be game object. Sorry, not game object. Game manager player transform. So with this, we spawn it and make the player be the parent of that. But we want to make sure it's 0, 0, 0 put in the position relative to the player. So here we say transform position, not position, but local position. Okay. Now, at the beginning of the game, we want to enable that panel with the effects. And we want to spawn random effects there. But right now we just have one, but it's no problem. We just duplicate it. Now let's make a folder here for the effects. So this effects UI, save that here. Okay, remove it now from the scene. And now let's place the function on the button. In this case, the index is 0 because we just have one effect. Now we drag our object in here. Select the function, which is spawn or update effect. Okay, let's see. Now does that we want to do that? So let's say void select new effect. Okay. So what we do is we spawn the effects from that array randomly. At the moment, randomly. So let's do that first. Let's add those effects to our panel. So let's say for integer 0, 2, 3. We just say instantiate effect UI. So that's the array with the UIs. Then we select a random index. But let's not do it in one line because it's confusing. So let's create a random integer. Let's say a random index. So we say random range, and then we say 0, and then the length of that array. So that array, that length, that will give us a random index. So here, when we spawn it, we specify that index. The position doesn't matter. We just make it a child of the panel. So we say effects panel transform here. So this here represents what we spawn, and this here represents the parent of that. So now we have 3 random effects from that UI. So here, let's say add effects to panel, and then we enable that panel. Also, so let's do that first. So set active to enable that panel at the beginning. Okay, and we have to go back to the function when we spawn or upgrade the effect. At the end, we want to close that panel. So we'll say game manager effect panel effect panel set active false. So we disable that after we select a skill. Okay, I guess it's time to test now. It's time to test. We have an error. Yes, but that's correct. So what we need to do is, first of all, disable this panel. But also, let's make sure this one stretches with screen size. Because you see we have these anchors here. Right now it's just centered, but let's also stretch it. Let's stretch it like that. Okay, that's one thing. Then in the game manager here, we have to add both our UI and the effect itself. Okay, so we have the spawn. Oh, and another thing, very important actually, very important. We also, when you spawn an object, it adds clone at the end of the name of that object, and we don't want that. So if we spawn it and we do not upgrade that effect, make sure that we need to make sure that the name is okay. So here, let's just say game object effect object, let's say equal. We spawn it and place it in that variable, and we need to do two things. One is position it on 0, 0, 0 on the layer. So transform local position, so meaning local position meaning relative to the parent, vector 30, and we want to make sure that the name is correct. So let's say name equal to the name of the prefab, so game manager effect, this one, and then name again. So now we have the name without clone, and it's important because here when we upgrade it, we look for that name without clone at the end. That's why we need to make sure. So let's disable that panel. Add those effects here. So first the effect itself and then the UI. Okay, the panel and the player, we cannot add the player by we cannot do it manually. We have to do it by script, but we do it here in the start, so it's okay. So now when we start, we should see that panel and select be able to select a skill. You see we have these. Now if I click that, we have that effect, but there is an error somewhere. So while it's paused, let's check the yes, I made a mistake here. I made a little mistake. When we upgrade, when we set the number of hits to the level of the effect script, so basically the level of the effect, we forgot to get this this script, the effect script, and put it in this script. Let's go to the prefab. Okay, it is. Yes, I made it. I made this private. We need to make it public, actually. And please let me know how much time we have. I can stay 1 more hour, if that's okay with you. Yes. So now let's drag that effect script here as well. It was missing. So please let me know when how much time we have. Okay. Let's test that one more time. Yeah, now it works correctly, but we do have an issue. It is not the children of the player for some reason. It is not a children of that because here when we spawn it, we do not spawn it correctly. Yes. We have to also make that a child of the player. So here at the end, let's say shield effect object transform parent equal. But the issue is now we don't know actually the player is the parent of this object. So let's say transform parent. So you have to do that here and here when we spawn the shield. And the Wim, are you still here? Please let me know if you're still here. Yep. Okay. I'll stay like 30 minutes, 1 hour. We finish for today. This project probably will take like around 10 meetings at least, because we have to create a bunch of elements, bunch of effects and enemies and the bosses and mechanics. So see, now we have this shield. Okay, let's think of another effect maybe, but I'd like to see if it also works, if the upgrade works. So let's duplicate a level. Let's make another one. Okay, and after oh wait, in this one we have to delete the player actually. Okay, and in our player script, let's on input, let's be able to change the scenes. But if we do that, we must make sure that all the scenes are in the build profile here, because right now it just level 1 is here. So let's add that. Okay. Now we can switch scenes. So the first thing, actually let's do that in the game manager here. Let's say using Unity Engine scene management. And we do this just for testing purposes. Let's say void update, check for input. So if input get key, let's say this one is I don't know, equal D. But get key down, okay? Okay, let's also make a bool. Let's say is not is next level. Okay, make it false. So in that case, oh, it's not next level. This is just to control to not do this 2 times in one frame. And you say scene manager, load scene. Then we want to say also we need a variable here to let us know which level this is. So let's just say public level index or just level. And then here we say level plus 1. So our level plus 1, and then we convert it to string. So this will transition to the next level. Now we have to go in each scene and set that to the correct value, and then we can test it. Let's go here in the game manager. This is level 1. And another one. This is level 2, and make sure that the player only exists in the first level, because we keep it between scenes. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I select the skill. Let's go to our player here, and let's look at this. It has number hits 1. That's correct. Now we'll press T. We switch scenes. Click that again. And it is not working because it is not working. We still have number hits 1 here, which is not correct. But it did not spawn a new one, so that's good. Let's see, where do we? Yes, here. So how do we do this? The level was correct, but the number of hits wasn't. Okay, let's try one thing. Let's try to do this script first before the other ones. Okay. So to do that, we go to project settings, script order, script to execution order here. And let's say we want this first. Oh, I see. Okay, we do have an issue. Okay, I see. Okay, my bad. So the issue is because we keep the player between since the shield remains as well, and that shield is from the previous scene where the level was 1. So we have to update that somehow. We can do it in here, I think. We can say well, let's see where this is spawned. Actually, this should be a child of this should be a child of this transform, not the player. Okay, so will now the shield will no longer be a child of the player, will be the child of the spawner, which is a child of the player. Okay, because that way we can then go here in the script of the shield and say private shield effect spawner, and then say shield effect spawner. And we can say in the update functions, which is not ideal, but I don't know another solution. We check if that the effect script, okay, if the effect script level is different than the number of hits, then say number of hits equal to that level. So this with this we make sure that the value of, but we cannot do it actually, and the reason is if we do this, then we'll have we'll reset it every frame to that. We don't want that. So in other words, we want this to happen once at the beginning of the scene. It is not that simple. Okay, let's remove this, okay, and think of another way, because if we do this, we change it every frame. Okay. Okay. I guess it is okay, because once it gets destroyed, it will be the correct value after that. Yeah, it will be the correct value after that, but we have to fix this at some point. That's interesting. Let's see. I actually have a question for that. Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's say yeah, I was wondering if the start function happens when you change scenes, but it does not. Okay, there is a way to fix this. There is a way. Okay, and the way is the following. When we change scenes, let's have a bool on the player to let us know that we're in a new level. But the issue here is we have the transform of the player, but not the script of the player. So let's say here public player script. Okay. Then here we say that the script is equal to that transform. The component there. Well, now when we switch scenes, we change the a bool here. Um, I think, but okay, okay. Actually, never mind. Sorry. Well, I don't know how to fix this. Okay, let's just keep it like this for now. We'll think of that later, because we cannot do it in the start or awake. That doesn't happen. It happens only in the first level. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we'll stop for today because I don't have ideas for other effects or enemies, but um, it's good that at least we have this system to get the effects. And next time we'll focus on creating waves of enemies. And after that we'll create a bunch of elements like different type of enemies, effects, and bosses and stuff like that. Thank you very much, Wim, for participating. Uh, okay, I'll see you tomorrow if you're free. I'm probably at home. So, okay, thank you very much.